Hi students, welcome to the operational level case study analysis for November 2020 and February 2021. So students, this is the third pre-scene analysis what we are going to go through in this new syllabus, and this is the third pre-scene analysis. So students, operational level case study is generally a technical based analysis where you need to remember the content more when you are applying. So students, again I am telling you, please be careful before we approach the exam whether you are comfortable with the examination areas of E1, P1 and F1. E1, P1 and F1, because students, this is generally tested in the examination. So students, in order to make you confident, I think I am sharing you some knowledge on the E1, P1 and F1. So students, if you generally observe, the E1 subject has become managing digital finance, where you find many areas of the role of finance function. And students, when it comes to the P1 area, you find technical areas of basic costing, variance analysis, budgetary control, linear programming. So students, you should be aware that this should be very much concerned in the knowledge area. And also students, if you see the financial reporting, you should be very much strong with the working capital management and taxation, and also the framework and the accounting standard. Specifically, the accounting standards that are tested in the examinations are IAS 16, IAS 36, IFRS 5, IFRS 16, IAS 2, IAS 10 and IAS 7. Students, one thing you need to keep in mind, they will not be asking you to prepare a calculation. So students, before we start the session, I just want you to give you the understanding this is a technical based examination. It is not the mostly the business examination, students. So the more you know the technical knowledge, you will be able to pass. And one weakness many students does in the examination is they generally study the business industry than the technical knowledge. But for the operational case study, again, I am specifically studying students. The technical knowledge is more important than the other knowledge. But I don't say to ignore the other knowledge, but I generally say the technical knowledge is dominating. In simple language, the technical knowledge is 60%. Students, one thing you need to understand, even though they are not marking in the technical business people model now, they are just giving you the total marks, you should still be able to understand that the technical content is a requirement by the examiner. So students, before we analyze the session, again, I am kindly reminding you how this works out. So students, the marking that is taking place is very simple now. It's not so difficult. So generally students, your examination is marked out of 150 and the pass marks is generally 80 out of 150. So students, if you are able to score more than 80 or 80, that means you pass the examination. But students, I am generally saying this pass is generally assessed based on your writing skill. So students, when you're writing the answer, please be careful that you are mostly focusing on the technical areas, whatever they are asking in the examination. And then students, you need to apply to the business what is given in the pre-scene material. And also students, if you have time, you can also relate to the people. That means the stakeholders given in the case study, and also the leadership skill, in other words the actions to be taken. But students, out of this four, I generally say the technical content is the most heaviest content. So students, just keep in mind you need to target more than 80 marks in the examination. And as you know the paper structure also, there are generally four triggers, in other words four questions in the examination, which is equally weighted at 25 marks. So 25 marks into 4 is 100 marks, and they multiplied by 1.5, where they give it out of 150 marks. So students, now coming into the analysis, students. So if you look at this analysis, initially let's go through the table of content. So the table of content clearly mention your role. So students, I generally assume even for the past 5 years, they are giving you a role of finance officer for the past 5 years also. So you are in the operational level. So just be careful students, you are very much strong with the technical understanding, because operational employees are generally technically strong. Okay, and then the introduction, that is just the business understanding of the industry, what business we are in. And as you know, we are in the bed industry. In other words, this is a tangible item, students. So just keep in mind, bed is a tangible item, so it's in the bed industry. So the directors is given, that is the people or the stakeholders that is there in the industry. The production and the finance team they have mentioned, that is generally the process and the labor management also. Extracts from Amazing Bed website, because now they use the website because we are in the digital transformation area. So they will be giving you the business model, how their mission vision are. Extracts from Amazing Bed's website, our production process for the mattresses. Other information about the company operations are also generally mentioned. So students, this will be P1, where the other operation you need to be very much strong with. The mattress and the bed industry in the Eastland. So students, I will write here Eastland. This country knowledge is very important. This is a hypothetical country. So you should be able to analyze it specifically to the Eastland area. That means you may have the macro factors also, like their political environment, the taxation, the economical situation. The financial statement is given. So students, there is a ratio analysis to be done. I have attached the ratio analysis in the link below, so you can just check it in the PDF material. It will be in the last page where I have done the calculation. The analysis must be done by your side, and I just checking whether you can analyze it. And the budgetary information is also given where you need to analyze it. And then students, they have mentioned one article only this time, students, or one or two, but earlier in the past the articles were having around 3-4 articles. So this is something new that we need to keep in mind. They have reduced the content of the article because students, as I told you, this is not a business type of examination, this is a technical content examination. So during this time, whatever you have, I generally suggest study as much as possible, even P1 and F1. Remember the key terms and practice a lot of mock students. The tax regime of Eastland is also given, and generally they give the tax policies of Eastland for the past, even in the past cases. So students, coming now your role. So here they are clearly mentioning you are the finance officer working in the finance department of Amazing Bed. So again, I told you this is easily predictable, students. You are generally the finance officer. You are principally involved in the preparation of management accounting. I told you P1, very, very important. Please keep that in mind. And providing information to managers to assist the decision making, just to assist the decision making. That means you will not be making decision, you will providing information. So technicality is very important. At times, you are also expected to assist with the preparation of financial statements. So students, F1 knowledge is very important. Answer queries relating to financial reporting. So students, please be thorough with the accounting standards. Especially, it's a tangible asset company, a manufacturing company. So IAS 16, property, plant and equipment, is a sure topic in this area, students. So just keep in mind. And then we have IAS 36, which is the impairment of the asset. So students, please keep in mind, this is very, very important areas that you need to keep in mind. And also other financial matters. So other financial matters can be like working capital management, also working capital management. So students, again, I'm telling you once again and again, please be thorough with the technical area, because technical area is more important for passing the examination. So students, coming into the next page, students, they are specifically telling the introduction. So they are specifically stating that Amazing Bed is based in Eastland. As we know, we have identified it, a country in the Europe with E dollars as its currency. So students, E dollars is the currency. So just keep in mind, and it's a European country. So the standard of living may be little bit higher compared with Asian countries. So just keep in mind, students, standard of living is an important factor you need to consider. The company sells mattresses and bed through the network of 120 stores. So I will write down here 120 store is their number of network, students. And students, please keep that in mind. That's a good number, students. And I can generally say it's a strength. In a SWOT analysis, I can generally say it's just a strength there. Which are located throughout Eastland and through its own website. So also they have their own website also, students. So I can say they have the IT facility also. So I can just write down own website. I can generally say virtual also, they are very good. In other words, online store, they may have an online store. It is the country's largest bed and mattress retailer. So at the moment, that is a strength. Largest bed and mattress retailer based on the revenue stream. So students, we need to analyze the revenue policies. Example, whether do they have credit policies, everything. In other words, there is something called receivable management in working capital management. You need to be very careful, because suppose if they are very much stable in the revenue, there can be situations, students, they may be over trading. There may be situations there they may be over trading. So just keep that in mind, students. Amazing Beds sells all of the major brands of mattress and beds, as well as its own, which the company manufactures, and its manufacturing facility in the Eastland. So students, they are selling other brands plus their own brand, and they do have a manufacturing facility. So students, this clearly shows that this company is very stable in the mattress and bed industry. The company does not currently sell mattress or bed outside Eastland. So students, I will just put a star for this. There can be international opportunities coming, students. So just keep in mind, international opportunities may come. So international taxation, double taxation, withholding tax, underlying tax. Please remember those areas, students. So I'll just write down here underlying tax, withholding tax, very, very important. The company was founded in 1978 by George Norton. Again, this is a very important year, and this person's name is important. He started the business with a single store selling a wide range of furniture. Soon realizing the customers were constantly asking for advice about mattresses and beds, by 1982 the company was focusing entirely on these products. In 1990, the Amazing Bed opened a production facility where it could manufacture its own brand mattress and a divan beds. So in 1990, they understood the industry structure, the process, everything, and they started their own manufacturing. At this time, there were 40 stores. By the year 2000, it became 100 nationwide. In 2005, George Norton sold the business to a private equity company and retired from the business. So students, it is 2005, almost 15 years ago. The private equity investor still holds 100% of company share capital. So students, I have only one thing to mention here: corporate governance. Students, please be learning the corporate governance, the committees, what is there, because there can be corporate governance question coming here, because at the moment it is private equity investor. There can be a situation where there is listing taking place and basic corporate governance can be tested. So please be careful with the corporate governance knowledge also. And then students, Amazing Bed aims is to continue to be the #1 retailer in the mattresses and bed in the Eastland. So just keep in mind, students, this is their major objective. Very, very important. It plans to achieve this by offering full product range, that means fully fledged, including all major mattresses and bed brands available in Eastland within its own retail store and online website. So students, they are becoming a giant supplier at the moment. They are bringing all the products, including their own products. Having retail staff well trained in both customer service and providing support to customer in their selection for suitable mattresses. So students, I can say the HR function is also doing very well, because this is very important, because your friendliness with the customers is important when you are running a retail store. Making its retail stores user friendly. It uses a color coding system on mattress information to identify the type of mattress and the unique features. Just keep that in mind, students. As its manufacturing facilities, Amazing Bed manufactures its own brand of Sprug mattresses, hybrid mattresses, and divan mattresses. So students, there can be situation of linear programming coming into the picture, where they may have shortages of materials. So students, can you just make a linear programming? And I prefer that if you do some calculations from the revision kit or the study material, because they won't test the calculation. By doing the calculation, you will understand the logic, because sometimes they may give you a calculation to be done in the exams also. It is also a small research and development team that is constantly looking at mattress technology. So disruption is also there to try to improve sleep experience for the consumers. Approximately 30% of the customers' revenue and 33% of the gross profit from the mattresses and the beds that is manufactured. All the mattresses and the bed in the retail stores are bought in the well-known branded manufacturing. So students, again I am telling you, a P1 can be tested where you can eliminate the low cost item also. So that is very, very important. In other words, low profit making item. Revenue for the year 30th June 2020 was 174 million dollars, of which 764% was mattress and 36% was bed. So the mattress sale is only more than the bed. So students, it's like the complementary products like printer and the toner. Gross profit for the year to 30th June 2020 was 80 million, of which 67% related to mattress and 33 related to the beds. The company employs 1,160 employees. It's a very big number, students, of which 130 employees are at office, 575 are retail stores, and 285 in the production facilities, and 170 in the logistics. So students, the new thing that you need to keep in mind is they do have logistics, students. They do have their own logistics that is there. So just keep that in mind, students, which is very, very, very important knowledge. So students, coming into the next region, the directors they are mentioning, students, it's very important that you assess the directors, but in the operation case study still you can pass also without the people skill in detail. You can make a slight reference. But for the case analysis purpose, I will be analyzing everything so that it will be very clear for you all. Chief Executive Officer Bandy Luca. Bandy Luca is the CEO since 2005. In other words, when the new management came, and has been involved in furniture retail since starting his professional life as a store manager for the national furniture retail chain. He is responsible for overseeing the whole businesses and the key points of liaison with the private equity investor. Ben has an increasing interest in green and ethical issues surrounding mattress providers, production and recycling. So students, what I can take is a green and ethical issue, and also I can generally write down something called recycling, and also I can something called recycling, green, ethical issue and recycling. So students, just keep in mind these three are very, very, very important concepts that you need to keep. So the retail director, Meena Patrick. Meena has worked for Amazing Bed for the over 25 years. So one of the senior staff students, and very, very important is the retail operation, because at the moment they do have 120 stores across the country. Starting as an assistant store manager, she is responsible for operation of all 120 retail stores. So generally I can say customer complaint, generally she will be handling. Very, very important thing, students. Very, very important in the service sector. Meena is keen to ensure that the customer experience is as easy, pleasurable as possible, and expect all retail staff to be knowledgeable about the products and give excellent customer services. That's what I told you. It's a very, very, very important duty. She is very knowledgeable about the sleep science and wellness, and is interested in finding ways that the company could expand these areas. Just keep that in mind. And then production director Gavin Thorpe. So Gavin has worked for Amazing Bed for 6 months. He previously worked as a senior production manager for Z Sleep. So it's again another organization which is selling mattresses, I generally think, a leading manufacturer of branded mattresses in the Eastland. He is responsible for all aspects of the production facility. Gavin is interested in product design and production and keen to expand the range of mattress beds made to manufacturing facility. So students, if they are going to develop a new product development, I think Gavin will be the person who will be involved here on the new product development, for your information. And then students, we have the purchasing director Mo Singh. Mo has worked for Amazing Bed for the 15 years in purchasing department. She is responsible for all aspects of purchasing, both raw material for manufacturing facility of products. Mo has over years built up excellent relationship with many suppliers. So students, again, when there is a limiting factor, Mo Singh will be mostly related here, because Mo is the person who has more relationship with the suppliers. And then students, coming to the next area is the marketing director Helen Hugo. Helen was worked for the Amazing Bed for the last 5 years, having previously been employed as a marketing account executive in Eastland's largest marketing agency. She is responsible for all companies' marketing and work closely to Meena Patrick on branding of the business. Helen was instrumental in successful relaunching of the company's brand over the 4 years. So she's in charge of the marketing, students. Logistics director Jack Norton, because I think they have their own supply chain logistics. Jack has worked for Amazing Bed for 25 years, starting as a logistic coordinator. He is responsible for delivery fleet and also logistic operation. Jack was the main driver behind the company deciding gradually replace its delivery fleet with hybrid vehicle. This initiated is almost 35% complete. So he is also having some sustainability practices like hybrid vehicle for your information, students. The finance director, Stephen Tang. Stephen has worked for the Amazing Bed organization for 10 years and has been the finance director for the last 2 years. So I think there may be some queries coming on financial reporting for Mr. Finance Director Stephen Tang. He has been a qualified accountant, so mostly he is qualified for the 15 years. Stephen is responsible for all aspects of finance, including all internal, external reporting. He also has a lot of experience in IT, supported by external consultant and responsible for company's IT system. So he takes care of the IT also. But in the future, I prefer that if there is a separate IT department, it will be really grateful. And the human resource director Carl Baptiste, because actually he is a very important person because we have a lot of employees working in our organization. Carl has worked for Amazing Bed for 7 years but has worked in various HR roles for the last 30 years. He is responsible for all HR issues relating to company employees and is an expert employment law and also interested in employee welfare and started number of initiatives that have sought improve on this. So students, just keep in mind he is very keen on employee welfare. So students, there can be HR issues coming in the pre-seen, some in the unseen also. So just keep that in mind, students. So students, the next page we generally find the production and the finance team. So if you observe here, the production team is headed by Gavin Thorpe and the production manager is Gina Top, and then production manager is Jin Gain, and then the maintenance manager is Bob Monk. So just keep in mind that is the process they have given. And generally, students, these are just to make the content very strong. They will not be going in detail of all these things, but generally they may ask you organizational structural change, but they won't go in detail. So the finance director is Stephen Tang. The finance manager is Una Volk. So the finance team, 3 finance officer, 5 finance officer, in which you are one, and 3 finance assistants also. So I think the finance team is a little bigger team here. So just keep that in mind, students. And students, coming to the next one, they have given the Amazing Bed website our products. So students, these are the types of products that is mentioned: the sprung, the memory foam, the latex, and the hybrid. So students, I generally want you to go through this, students. Actually, they will not be asking, but there can be a limiting factor analysis coming here, because if you see, there are raw materials in each that is there. And also students, please be careful on the recycling process, how they can recycle the process, because students, it's very important. And also while reading, be very much concerned about the eco-friendliness also of these students. Okay. And here they have given the standard sizes of the mattress: a single bed, double bed, king, and super king. So these are the mattress ranges they have given, students. So again, students, this can come in the P1 angle, where you need to identify the most profitable segment and you need to increase the contribution for that. And then students, coming to the bed type, again they have given divan, upholstered, wooden, and the metal bed. And I think again, students, the same thing, recycling should be considered. And then the next thing I'm telling is the sustainability can be considered. Again, students, just remember these names, that is more than enough for the understanding. And students, they have given you a basic understanding of how the beds are aligned also. And then students, they have given the production process, how they assemble, that is the pocket spring they connect with the outer cover and assemble into mattress. So that's how they make the spring mattress. And you can go through this process very well, students. These are just given to get you understanding into the manufacturing side. But again, I am telling students, I generally prefer if you can extract 1 or 2 words. Like example, students, our mattress are covered from damask fabric. So this can be a limiting factor in the examination, because I generally feel so many items are given. because I think there will be a limiting factor. Or students, they can ask you a break even analysis, and students, they will not be asking you calculation analysis only, they will be asking. So please be careful with that, students. And then students, coming here, the damaged fabric and the lining are fed separately into cutting and quitting machine. Firstly, 2 layers are done, so you can just go through how the processes are done also, and the assembly of the mattress also given, how they assemble also, so you can go through this. These are just the basic understanding, students. They will not be going through all these in detail, just for your understanding again. And the other information about the company operations, I think this is a very important page, students. So Amazing Bed currently has 120 store. I clearly mentioned it is one of the most important thing, located in major cities and towns in the Eastland. Of these, 40 are branded and superstore, and the rest have to accommodate large range of beds of mattresses. Other 80 stores are smaller, which can only accommodate limited range. The decision of which mattresses and the beds are displayed at each stores are made by the store's manager. So I can generally say their management structure is decentralized. Their management structure is decentralized. The retail stores are effectively showroom for customers to see, touch and try out Amazing Bed's range of mattresses for each bed. Each store is laid out in such way that different types of mattresses are located in the same area. Each type of mattresses has its own color code lading. So students, it will be very easy for the sales rep, and also it will be very easy for the customers also to identify which type of mattresses they generally need. This labeling includes information about the mattress specification, scarce out of 5 for firm. Each store has a team of salespeople that are trained with very knowledgeable about different mattress and bed type, and can advise customers depending on their preferences and requirement. There are also numerous information terminals within each store where customer can access the company's website, which contains information about all products and give advice about the type of mattress that best fit in different needs. Amazing Bed sell directly to the public, so they don't have any intermediaries. They are still to the public, so they have huge public relationship. That clearly says it's a good thing, because they can get the feedback from the people easily and make future decisions wisely. There are currently no corporate customers. All bed and mattresses have to be ordered for home delivery, directly home delivery, and are not able to be taken away from the store. Ordering can be either be done in the store with a salesperson or through a company website. At a point of ordering, customer pays in full. Delivery to customer is carried out by the logistics. So only one question I have, is the delivery free? That is one question we need to consider. Is the delivery free? If the delivery free means, I think their business model is good. But if they are specifically charging for delivery, then there needs to be some adjustment to be made in the unseen material, whatever they give in the examination. So students, coming down to the next area, they are giving the sales information. The segmental reporting is given. All the sales are generated in the Eastland. Budgeted revenue of the sales mattress for each year and is split as follows. So memory foam is the majority here. Latex is only 5%. Hybrid is 5%. Hybrid bought in 12%. A sprung on mattress is 24%, and sprung bought in is 13%. So be very careful with the memory foam. And then students, budgeted revenue for sale of the bed is also given. So again students, if you observe, the divan old bed is only the highest here. The divan bought-in is only 5%, upholster is 39%. That is the bed which is given in the picture in the previous page, and the wooden bed is 12% and metal is 13%. So these are the segmental revenues they have given. And then students, coming to the next page, you find the manufacturing facility. Amazing Bed has a single manufacturing facility where manufactures its own range of driven bed and mattresses. The process manufacturing of the divan beds and the mattresses has changed little since the production started in 1990. All beds and mattresses that Amazing Bed manufactures are made for the inventory rather than particular custom order. After production is complete, finished good inventory is sent to the distribution warehouse. Purchasing and suppliers. So coming to the next one, this is also very important knowledge, students, where you need to keep in mind. Purchasing and supplier, very important knowledge. Okay, so students, just a minute. Okay, So students, here they are specifically saying purchasing department is responsible for procuring both the bought in products and raw materials used in the production. And please be remember, it's very important here because we are retail operations also. Bought in beds and mattresses are sourced from companies that makes the following major bed and mattress. So they are giving the name: Z Sleep, Relaxi, Memeform Deluxe, Comfort ZZ, and Sleepster. Coming here, they are telling Amazing Bed holds inventory for most popular bought-in beds and mattresses, and its distribution center ensure that the customer orders can be dealt with quickly. Other less popular lines are only ordered with the supplier on the receipt of the custom order. Typically, there is a 2-week lead time from placing an order with supplier and receipt for bed mattress within the distribution center. The main raw materials used in productions are spring, fabric, paddling layer, memory foam, and wood. Students, what I am suggesting is I will highlight these students. Just remember these terms, it will be very helpful. You will get a good results in the examination if you can relate these verbs when you are doing a limiting factor analysis. That will be very realistic and commercial to the business angle. The springs are sourced from single supplier located in the Eastland, close to the production facility. The suppliers has been used for last 8 years, and Amazing Beds account for 75% of its revenue. A relationship with the suppliers are excellent. A memory foam is also sourced from a single supplier located in the Westland, a country that is a border of the Eastland. So students, there can be excise duty taxes coming in the future because it's another country. The suppliers have been used, the Amazing Bed start to produce hybrid 5 years ago. Again, relationship with suppliers are excellent. There can be government intervention also in the future. All the other raw materials, fabric, paddling layer, wood, and consumables are sourced from a variety of suppliers, mostly located in the Eastland. Selection of suppliers for these materials is usually based on consideration, cost, speed of delivery. Increasingly, though, Amazing Bed considers sustainability of materiality and use the sustainability credential of their suppliers. Supplier payment terms vary significant, range from 30 to 75 days. So students, there is the working capital management coming into the picture. Amazing Bed takes advantage of credit terms that is granted. So they take the advantage, but you need to also see ethical issues. Are they, if they have money and if they are taking advantage, you need to just think about the ethical issue also. Coming down, students, we have the customer guarantees. So they are specifically stating all bed and mattresses that Amazing Bed sells have 12 months guarantee for the mattress and the beds are bought in. This guarantee is supported by the supplier. For the mattress and the bed, Amazing Bed manufacturers, few customers have ever returned the goods under the guarantee. A distribution center of logistics. The distribution center is located 10 kilometers from the production facility and holds inventory manufactured and bought in beds and mattresses. All customer orders are dispatched from this center. So just remember, it's just 10 kilometers away from your factory. Upon the receipt of customer order, member of the customer service department will confirm the item of inventory and notify the purchasing department to place an order within the supplier, where the item in the inventory is Amazing Bed aims to dispatch to the customer within the 7 days time. Amazing Bed has its own fleet of vehicle that travels throughout Eastland delivering to customer. It is responsibility of the logistic manager to schedule delivery to ensure trucks are full as possible before leaving into the distribution center. So here students, once again they have given the breakdown of the employees. 575 in the retail, we have 120 stores, production 285, logistics 170, head office 130, and we need to identify who are these 130, very important. Amazing Bread has a policy of paying employees above the national living wage in the Eastland. It has been recognized as a good employer by the Eastland Trade Institute, respect of employee welfare training opportunity. So I can generally say this is one of their strength. If that is, they have ultimately good reputation in the country for these employees. And then students, the financial information, they are specifically stating The financial information systems are integrated within the sales, production, and the inventory system. The company operates a standard absorption costing system using facility-wide overhead absorption rate. Okay, so they use something called OAR. They use something called OAR based on direct labor hours, both variable and fixed production overhead. Budgets are produced annually using incremental budgeting based on information provided by the functional managers. The company operates a participative approach to budgeting, and functional managers are given budget responsibility respective areas. So students, absorption costing is given. So ABC, please learn students, activity based costing also. And also students, the budgeting is very important. They may ask you theory questions on goal congruence, everything. So just keep that in mind. You are very much stable in these areas also. The mattress and the bed industry, they have generally given. So after the stagnation over the last 5 years, there had been growth in the sales of mattresses and the bed, 3.5% per year over the period. And they are also saying due to the part of popularity of wellness of sleep quality, which seen as an important for health, many people now digitally monitor their sleep pattern. I think you may be aware about the fitness bands now we have. We can just identify our sleep pattern, the deep sleep, everything. Sales channels for the bed and mattresses. In Eastland, sales of bed and mattresses by revenue during 31st December 2019, they have given. So generally, these are the sales channels, retailers, specialist 45. Online stores are 15. So just keep in mind, these are threat students, because instead of going to the store now, you can't take it and come. Anyway, they must deliver. So online store is better. You can do it from your home. It will come to your home, provided this online store has a good logistic partner to shift their goods on time. So if that is good, I think that will become a major threat for the 120 stores that is there. And then they are specifically stating in the Eastland there are over 300 specialist retailers. Two of these are Amazing Bed and the Gordon Bed. So I will write down here as Gordon Bed, students, because Gordon Bed is very important. Our national change that accounts for 80% of specialist retailer sales by revenue. Amazing Bed is the largest of the two retailers. These two national chains sell both through retail stores and own website. The other 20% by revenue is made up by small independent bed mattress store businesses, which typically has one retail store or no online presence. So that is the business condition. Sales through specialist online retail stores are growing and successful, and the company called Robert Mattress. Please keep in mind, students, I will also write it here. Robert Mattress, which was founded 5 years ago, has launched a very good online delivered to the customer. A special Robert mattress is delivered with vacuum package and recyclable box. So I think that the Robert mattresses is the threat to the business, students, because they are doing a different type of business model which may affect the sales revenue. And then students, here they have given a sale by the type of beds. They are given divan, upholster, wooden frame, metal, and adjustable. So I generally feel, students, adjustable is growing very faster because I think it's a gradual growth there. And then students, if you can say metal frames are reducing because of the weight, wooden is also reducing because of the eco-friendly. Upholsters are increasing because you can store items below that, and divan is going down. So I generally suggest upholster and the adjustable bed are generally used by the millennial population, because millennial populations generally don't spend too much time at home. They go outside, so they generally want less space. Sales type by of mattress. Mattresses sold in the Eastland can be split into the following broad types: sprung, memory foam, latex, and hybrid. The mix of the mattress types sold has changed over the last 10 years in the following charts. So they have again given. Again, if you generally see, the hybrid bed is going, latex is going little higher, but memory foam is almost stagnant, but the sprung bed is reducing. I generally think because people find it very difficult to dispose it, that is the reason it is going down. And the brands and the manufacturing items are given. So there are 8 well-known brands of mattress sold in Eastland: Z Sleep, Relaxi, Mimfoam Deluxe, Comfort ZZ, Sleepster, Amazing Bed, Gordon's own bed, and Robert Mattress. All the bed mattress, Z Sleep, Sleepster, and Amazing and Gordon Bed and Robert Mattress are manufactured in the Eastland. These are the local products, and the other manufactured from elsewhere in the Europe and United States. So students, there can be an ecosystem that is developed by the local where they can prevent the international players coming into the picture. So that is one possibility what I can generally say. Latest trend in the industry, sustainability in both production and retailing of business of beds and mattresses are becoming increasingly important. In 2018, Z Sleep was the first manufacturer in the Eastland to produce a mattress made largely from recycled materials. In the same year, Gordon's Bed started recycling scheme which consumers can opt to have their old bed and mattress taken away from recycling. So that is how the structuring starts of recycling. So students, there may be definitely a recycling scenario generally where they may ask you to do the analysis. The recycling of old mattresses is a major concern in the Eastland. Industry reports suggest that only 20% of old mattresses are recycled and remaining are landfilled in the slide. So that is a sustainability issues. In 2019, Amazing Bed announced their own sustainability program, including plan to replace a diesel power delivery vehicle with hybrid vehicles. So that was a good plan they have. And also students, they are specifically stating increase in digitalization is also driving the industry. Growing in the wrist-worn fitness trackers linked to digital health app is monitoring sleep pattern that has led to innovation in bed and mattress design. In 2019 saw a launch in the Eastland's first smart bed. So I will just underline the smart bed has also come made by Sleepster. So Sleepster has taken over the smart bed technology, a bed which uses sensors and digital technologies, gather data, heart rate, breathing, movement during sleep, and generate sleep statistics. So just keep that in mind, students, which is important. And then students, the financial statements are there. Again, I am telling you can just go through the ratios what I have calculated, but I am suggesting that you must do the analysis, students. And students, if you have any questions, please put it in the comment box. I will be replying for your questions, whatever you have. So students, if you see here the revenue, there is a growth. Cost of sales also has increased. Gross profit has increased. Selling and distribution has increased. Admin has increased. And if you see, it's just increasing. But the only thing I can specifically say, the finance cost has reduced. So I think there may be a repayment of loan. I generally think there may be a repayment of loan where the finance cost has reduced. And then profit before tax, income tax, and profit for the year. So students, coming into the next section, Amazing Bed is also given. So here the property, plant and equipment are reducing here. That means they would have depreciated or they would have sold or there can be a revaluation loss. And then the inventory balance has increased. Other residual balances are just going up, and also the cash and cash equivalent. And also students, if you see, the equity balance remains the same and it's 100% owned by the private equity investor. And then the borrowing has reduced, as I told you, because there is a reduction. And one more thing, students, I forgot to mention, our company is having a seasonal demand where during the warm season we will be having higher sales. So just keep that in mind. And trade and other payables has increased. Current tax liabilities are also increasing, students. And then the notes to the financial statements are given. They are telling Amazing Bed depreciate item property plant over the useful life on a pro rata basis. So students, I think IAS 16 will be coming, because I think according to IAS 16 it should be straight line basis, not pro rata basis. So just remember that standard once again, students. And then students, coming into the cash flow statement, which is IAS 7, we can just do a small analysis. So profit before tax, depreciation, there's a disposal of property. I told you there can be a sold, and then the finance cost is there. And then if you see, the finance cost is the same amount they have paid, they have not accrued anything. And then the working capital, inventory has increased, receivable has increased, and also payable has increased. And then students, if you see, there's a tax paid also. So it's a good 10,590 is a good amount there. And then students, if you see, they are having paid 5,000 dividend. I think it's possible, because from operations they made 10,000, so 50% they have paid at dividend. That looks fine, students. And then students, they have acquired some new property plant, and they have also disposed some property plant, because I was telling the manufacturing process is changing from the time period. I think they would have replaced with new machinery items as per my knowledge. And then the repayment of borrowing is also mentioned. And I think the cash stability looks fine, and I don't feel they are having any working capital issues at the moment. And the budgeting figures is also given, students. You can just go through. I told you they will be giving into the segmental analysis. So I told you this is very important. Generally go through this, students. Very, very important. Now, students, coming into the article, this time they have only given one article, students. The emergence of sleep science in the digital age. So, Roberto Gomez. So, I'm not going through this article in detail. You can go through. The thing is that nowadays there is a sleeping pattern has started. So, day by day, people want to sleep better, and the demand for good smart beds are increasing day by day. And also, students, it is clearly mentioned, the last sentence I'll just highlight, or I just circle this. They are saying that if you see, the Gordon's bed was opened the first sleep clinic last month. So they are doing a clinic for the people whether they are sleeping properly or not, and they are selling their beds and pillows also. So one thing I can say, a pillow business can come into the picture, students, because they are only mentioning mattress, they are only mentioning the bed pillow. After that, they can also manufacture bed sheet also in the future. There can be chances, pillow, bed sheet, everything can come into the picture. And then also, students, the tax regime in the Eastland is also given here, so you can go through that also in detail, students, as usual. So students, thank you very much for watching this session, and if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. It will be a great honor to reply to all your comment. Good luck for your exam, students. Stay safe. God bless you all.